It is no, okay? Because I believe, I don't want to say we, but I believe that government shares in our resolve to ensure that every single customer gets paid. This I'm sure they do. Nobody has told me, but I'm sure they do, because this is a very responsible government who are committed, to discharge their welfare obligation to the good people of Ghana under the social contract that we signed with them, proud to their coming to office. So I'm very confident in this government that they would, they share in our resolve to ensure that every customer gets paid under their welfare, obligation or duty towards the people of Ghana. And so they would listen, consider, and probably, grant it. However, on the flip side, we have a difficulty, because as it stands right now, I'm sure we all know, it is no news that I'm before the court, the Ghanaian court, answering criminal charges. Among the charges is a money laundering charge. And so therefore, it's important that if I have money anywhere, and I said I'm using F, economic, if I have money anywhere, I would have to come through the system. Okay, and when I say system, I mean through the central bank. You have to come bank wire through the central bank, and then central bank will look at it and send it to the local bank, and then we can draw by check, and then we can make payment. If anything less than that, would give credence to the money laundering allegation, which I am contesting or refuting, before the honorable court. And so therefore, it is highly imperative that government looks at this, and in the interest of the populace, in our country, and decide, what they deem fit, under the circumstance. So that's that for your question, Mr. Obemi, of Peace FM. Then Daily Guide. I'm sorry, sir, I didn't get your name because I was writing. Melvin. Boss, Mr. Melvin. Okay, so your first question, how do I feel about the fraud tag? Okay, well, it sounds, it's okay, I am a believer, okay, and even Jesus Christ had his fair share, of persecution, in quotes, so it's okay. I seek the approval of God, and not that of men. So it's all right. But I think my conduct, the fruit is what will determine the tree. So it's all right. My eye is focused, is fixed on the ball, and I'm determined to kick it into the net. So that is where, my focus is right now. So it's all right. Then the second question was, when exactly are we going to pay the people? So I think this is tied to the issue of unfreezing the bank account and the asset. We cannot make any payment as to our business associates or our customers, like when our assets, and then the bank account especially, I'm not even too worried about the assets, but the bank account especially, if it's still frozen, then we are, we have a difficulty. So we are praying humbly, we are lying prostrate, and then, if you like, we're on our knees. They should look at it, respectfully, and take a decision on it. So when the account is opened, we would immediately make arrangement, just as I indicated in my speech. We would immediately make arrangement, and then that would include meeting the customers' leadership, broad consultation, coming up with a feasible or realistic schedule, and then once we have consensus, we would communicate. So this is what we have, this is what we're planning. Kwabena, right? TV3. Your question was, how many customers do we owe and how many customers are involved? Respectfully, I would, because we are before a court of law and these are issues of fact. Now the court, the prosecutions, which is the police, they are alleging a certain figure. We are contesting that figure, and we do not have to harm them. So with respect, I would want to decline comment on this. But in due course, when it is time for us to, make payment, I'm sure with the customer's consent, because this also borders on privacy. So I'm sure with the customer's consent, if we need to publish it in the dailies, why not? We will not hesitate at all. We will do that. Then the last one. Do you ascribe to the school of thought? That thinks that the customers were greedy. I do not. And I'll just leave it at that. I do not. They weren't greedy at all. They were not greedy. So I do not ascribe to that too. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. And please, kindly keep your questions precise and straight to the point. Boss, yes, is that then please come. Then Favor. Then one print. Let me get one print. I have radio, I have TV. Print from when? Searchlight. Okay, then please come here and answer because of